Now that is how you do a horror movie. Oh shoot. You can see my light. It fell. Alright, well, we'll fix that later. It's all good. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 2 of my 31 days of horror reviews where I review horror movies. 31 of them, and give you one a day leading up to October 31st, which is Halloween. And I have to say, I am thrilled to do this review, especially after the first one I did. My chapter 1 or part 1 of whatever you want to say, my day 1 of doing this whole challenge that I gave myself, it was not, I enjoyed giving y'all the review. The movie I reviewed was not fun at all. It was a movie called A Classic Horror Story. That was my day 1. We're in day 2. You can see that review. You can see why I didn't enjoy it. But I must say, this definitely made up for it. So I reviewed Evil Dead, the 2013 one. And yes, I've seen it before, but I forgot. I was like, dang, I haven't seen this movie in like 10 years. This movie came out in 2013. And I remember the first day I saw it, my brother and I saw it. We didn't know the Evil Dead franchise when we first saw that little story. We went in fresh. People told us how great the movie was. And they asked us, did we ever see the old ones? We was like, no. They was like, what? You never seen like the old? I was like, no, we wasn't allowed to watch horror movies growing up. So we just started getting the hang of it when we became adults. And bro, I never forget the first time like we saw that movie. We walked out like, man, my brother had to watch some SpongeBob. He had to watch some SpongeBob afterwards. Me, I'm sitting there thinking about it for a while. Like that was a classic moment that we had in theaters with watching a horror movie, especially around that time. Because like I said, we didn't watch a lot of horror around that time. We were starting to. Now, 10 years later, I'm watching it again for the first time. Bro, dude, this movie is a classic. After not seeing it 10 years, I don't still have the same feelings I had when I first saw it. I have even better feelings. This is the mark of making a great horror movie, in my opinion. To be real, everything about this movie is great. So, quick story overview. Mia, who is played by Jane Levy, I believe her name was. Hold on. Yes, Jane Levy. The reason I want to say her name is because shout out to her. She played the heck out of Mia, this role that she was in. But Mia Mia is a drug addict. And she invited her friends and her brother, who she didn't really have a great relationship with, but she invited him over into this cabin that her mom had. And the reason that she invited them was because she was ready to let go of the drugs to recover from it. And she needed the help of her friends and her brother to do it. And shout out to her friends too. Those are some good friends. That was one thing I was thinking about while I was watching this movie was, you are a really good friend to go into this cabin area that looks abandoned, by the way. This cabin does not look inviting at all. It's abandoned. It's in this nasty looking swamp, this forest, but you were willing to do what's necessary to help your friend. That's one thing I like. Shout out to them. Even though, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but in the midst of her recovery, and she's going cold turkey, she's having these withdrawals, so she's acting like uneasy. In the moment of that, they realize that something else is going on as well. There's a reek in the house. And the dog, which their dog's name was Grandpa, smelled something on the rug. So they removed the rug and they realized that it was a door on the bottom of the floor. And when you open the door, it's this whole floor, this whole basement that the brother and sister didn't even know about. It's their mom's place, but they had no idea there was a bottom floor down there. So them being nosy, they was like, let's see what's down here. There was a big nasty smell, which personally for me, I wouldn't explore it. To be real, if I'm smelling that and it was like blood on the floor and everything, yeah, let's close that. Let's actually get a hotel over here. Let's do the recovery somewhere else. That's me. But they started to get nosy and it was like, let's see what's down here. And my goodness, it was like you could smell the disgusting dead rats and everything from the screen. That's how nasty the room looked to me. But anyway, so they see all this nasty stuff around. It looks like it's some ritual that was happening down there, some old ritual, and burnt wood, blood everywhere, all this nasty stuff. And in the middle of all that, there's this book that's concealed with chains and covers and all that stuff with a shotgun next to it. For some reason, they decided, let me see what's in this. Let me take this book with me. So one person took the book and placed it on the table. And something that I never understand when it comes to horror movies is, why are you so nosy? I'll say that because one of the friends got so nosy to take this heavy chain. By the way, this chain is, you can tell whoever chained it up do not want you to read what's in there. Do not even want you to see what's in there. But this one individual in his private, like in his room privately, opened it up and read the freaking passage in the book. Bro, especially if he was looking at the pages look creepy as heck. Blood stains on it and everything. He decides to read the passage instead of taking his butt back out there and help his friend who's going through recovery, which is the reason she invited you. You decide to read the freaking passage. I was sitting there like, bro, first off, you have so many signs. The area is already suspect. The smell is suspect. The room that you just walked in is suspect. And the book is suspect. And you still was like, I'm curious what's this say. And read it out loud. But in the process of them reading it, it awakens a demon. It releases a demon upon them. While, again, Mia is going through withdrawal. So she's going insane. And so they already are cautious of her because in her withdrawal, she is acting a little crazy. But it's just because the drugs are getting out of her system. So now she had a moment, Mia, where her withdrawals led her outside to just run and go crazy and drive away. And she gets into an accident. And in the accident in the forest, she's by herself. She gets out, a demon possesses her as she's out there. So while her friends and her brother rescue her, they are unaware that a demon is possessing her because because of how she's been acting with the withdrawals, they're thinking it's just the drugs. So they bring her back to the cabin, and my goodness, it starts a hell hole. It is chaotic. It is dark. It is crazy. This demon is playing with them before he kills them. And yeah, it starts this whole thing. The question that remains after all this is, forget the recover from the drugs. First off, this is the important part. Are we going to survive tonight? This demon is really... I don't think I've ever seen a movie that has a demon talk trash to you and enjoy the process of torturing you with just words and situational things happening in this house. Like Evil Dead. Evil Dead does it perfectly, bro. And like I said, shout out to Jane... Hold up, I forgot her. Jane Levy, I believe it was. Yeah, Jane Levy, because she has to act like this. Jane Levy had to start off first as a troubled daughter, a troubled sister, a troubled friend, into a recovering drug addict, to now this possessed demon going in and out of craziness, to be real. And she does it so perfectly. When the demon's possessing her, the way she's acting, bro, that dude, oh my goodness, she plays that so well. Shout out to her. And to be real, I believe both of them played it well. This one, Evil Dead and Evil Dead Rise, the lady was possessed in there. They both do it very well. It takes a certain type of actor or actress to do that. And yeah, I believed every bit of it. So yeah, now they have to survive this demon. Will they? I will not spoil that, but I will tell you this. This movie makes you feel like you're in that house. And I love a director, a producer, whatever, who can keep you engaged, uneasy, intense in a small area. This whole movie is based in this one area, this one house with the wood spot. This one area, this whole movie is based on it. And they do it so well. When you can have people on edge in a small area, Evil Dead Rise did this too, when it was all in one apartment. You are a genius. You are a legend, in my opinion, because there are a lot of horror movies where they need space. You gotta go here and here and in this area. But when you could do it in one, not a big old 3-story castle house, but in a small little ranch house, when you can make you the audience uneasy, terrified with very minimal jump scares because this movie barely has any jump scares and gets you on you it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Yes, this movie is a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed every bit of this movie. This movie did not drag like what was my biggest issue. One of my biggest issues with the last review I did, the other horror movie. This is the definition of a classic horror story. Unlike the movie I reviewed on the last episode. But bro, everything. It has one of the greatest openings in a horror movie. I didn't forget. I always remember this, but I forgot how great this was. I knew this movie was great. I forgot how great it was. But it has one of the best, if not the best, horror openings ever. Let me know in the comment section if there's something that was better than that to refresh my memory. But this has one of the best openings. It shows before situation before the actual movie where you're in the house with the people. It shows a situation that happened earlier in the basement of why it became so nasty down there. And bro, that moment, if you are new to this franchise, you don't know what's going on. I remember when my brother and I first saw that opening, and little spoiler, a father is tying his daughter up with these other people helping him from behind. And she's crying for help. She's like, Dad, what are you doing? You're tangling me, like, what are you doing? And these people behind you, and I ain't gonna front, those people that was helping him did look creepy. And the movie did a good job making it look like that these people that's helping the father are the villains. But it was something that I caught that he said. He was like, no, these are good people, honey. And she's like, what you mean good people? They're trying to tie me up and kill me? Like, what are you trying to do? And he's like, it's going to be okay. I'm here to help you. And, he's like, Daddy, come on, stop. And while she's crying, she's like, Daddy, stop. And I'm no joke. This is how she's like, Daddy, I'm gonna eat your soul out, Daddy. It was like, wait a minute. I never forget my brother and I first saw it. She does it in such an innocent attitude. It's something that catches you off guard because the movie does not build up to that, to where it makes you think that she's the demon. It makes you think the other people are, because of how they look and how the cameras made it look all dark and it looked like some voodoo witchcraft stuff. And all the while, this girl that's crying for help is like, I'm gonna eat your soul out, Daddy. And then when the dad lifts her back, he's about to lit the demon or his daughter on fire. Then the camera goes up at her whole eyes change, and she becomes this vulgar, insulting demon. I'ma rip your heart out, you sadistic, and like cussing at him and all that stuff. Mother effer, I'ma do it. And I was like, I never forget my brother and I had when we looked at each other, because imagine us who was new to watching horror movies. We didn't, like I said, we didn't watch it like every now and then we did, but not a lot. When we watched that scene, we was like, and then it opens with the Evil Dead and the way it does it, bro. That had to be, and you have to watch it for yourself, but that had to be one of the greatest openings in horror history. And the lines this demon gave these people, bro, terrifying. No way out. That's what the demon wants you to feel like. There is no way out. And I'm going to terrify you while I'm in the process of about to kill you. Even the conversation when the demon possessed the girl when she was looking at her brother. Goodness great. Like, there was one line. He was like, they found a way to shut the devil down, like lock her up in the room. And when it was open for a second, the demon was looking at her like, get down here so I can suck it, like saying some nasty stuff like that. And he's like, Mia? Like, he's still accepting the fact that his sister's possessed. And then she's like, Mia ain't here, you stupid F. As a matter of fact, Mia's getting great right now in hell. It was like, goodness gracious, what the heck? Like, just the demon, the trash talk as it's terrifying the whole house in this claustrophobic area was done perfectly. This is literally Evil Dead 2013. I gotta watch the older ones, but I know this one and Evil Dead Rise. But Evil Dead, this one here is a perfect. I don't know how can it get any better. Literally, if you're looking for close quarters, make you feel uneasy, throughout the whole time ever since the demon got released. And also good script because like I said, the story was good. The way you actually care about the relationship between Mia and her brother. Even while she was possessed, you understand his situation, especially since the movie was good at explaining why her and her brother don't have a good relationship, why the friends are there, the mother and all that stuff. That it's a nice little story. And by the way, speaking of story, it's good at getting to the what we really want, the meat and potatoes, the horror. It's good at getting it. You know the story, but they don't have to drag 30, 40 minutes, an hour to explain it. They give you 10 to 15 minutes, and then now let's get it going. Because the movie is only like an hour and a half. And it gives you the first 10 to 15 minutes to be like, this is the situation. But they do it right. It's not rushed. It's not dragged out. And then they get into the meat and potatoes, and oh my goodness. They do not cut corners. I'm trying my best not to give you too much because I really want you to see it. As a person who hasn't seen it in 10 years, it felt like I watched it all over again for the first time. And I loved it. It felt even better. There were moments where even though I knew what was going to happen, I still felt like something else was going to happen. I was like, how do you get out of this situation? I forgot. Oh, but the movie was so good at building that to make it feel like what you think is going to happen is not going to happen. 10 out of 10 horror movie. 10 out of 10. I love Evil Dead. I'm going to do another review. After rewatching Evil Dead, it makes me want to rewatch Evil Dead Rise because I haven't watched that in a while either. Because after that feeling I got of rewatching something, after this feeling I got, it makes me want to rewatch some other ones. Because I'm like, man, maybe I'll like those even more too. Yeah, very bloody. So I'm letting you know now. Very bloody. But, whoo, boy. I'm thinking of I just remember one scene in the bathroom. Whew, goodness gracious. When the demon took control of another person. Oh, man, bro. But, yeah, I know one thing, though, and this happens not just this movie, but in other movies. Why are people so curious? Stop. That saying curiosity kills the cat is actually a real thing, bro. Like, stop being... Read the room. I always say, it's not just this movie, but it's other ones. When you read the room... It will save y'all from a lot of trouble. You look at this house, you look at the atmosphere, you look at the blood on the floor, you look at the room you went downstairs, you see the book getting wrapped up in chains and bags. That should tell you right there. Let me leave everything alone. You know what? Everything is fine right now. The area is a little creepy, but nothing's attacking us. My friend is going through a withdrawal, so outside of that, we good. Let me just leave it there. The movie credits would have rolled. Movie's over. She would have went through her withdrawals. We would have helped her there. We would have went home. Literally, a lot of movies could have been avoided if you're not curious. Literally. Stop being curious. I'm one of those people, I could care less. I'm one of those people, I see something, somebody's like, nah, I don't, that was bad. Oh, okay. I'm not even going to ask questions. I'm going the other way. If I see something wrapped up in chains, aren't you curious? No, not really. Whoever wrapped that up went through some kind of hell. I am not curious. I don't want to be the other person that went through what that dude went through or lady went through. If someone wrapped it up, a book like that, man, but it's going to be in the back of your head like, dang, what was it? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, I'm going to live just fine. I'm going to go to a beach somewhere and drink a margarita, a Corona, a Crown Royal or something. I don't know. I'm going to enjoy my life. I ain't that curious. Obviously, in this dirty basement that apparently the people who did live here for a little bit didn't know about. That's the thing. The friend that was so curious about reading it, did you not realize that your own friends who actually lived in the house a little, who knew this house, they didn't know about this basement? That alone, if they don't know about the basement, why would I be curious to open up that freaking book? Nah, bro. They're looking like, what the heck is this floor? And they're the ones they got pictures all in the house and everything. They know about the house. How many times they lived in it, that's irrelevant. I'm talking about they knew about this house and they didn't know about this basement though. And then the basement looked like that. I don't care to know. Matter of fact, if I was one of those other friends, if I saw that dude brought that book up, I'd be like, put the book back down there. or I'll force it to. I'll make you. I ain't gonna front. You're not gonna put my life in danger. What are you gonna do? Snatch it? Don't ask me what I'm gonna do to get that book away from you. And then I'm gonna guard. I'm gonna take that book, throw it down there, close the thing, and I'm gonna get a chair and sit right under there. Sit right on top of the door. Hey, I just wanna no. Wait till I leave. That's real. Wait till I leave. Then you can be all curious. Let's go help the friend. And I'm watching you. While I'm helping my friend, I'm be watching you. You better not go to that door. You better not. But anyway, it's all the movies. So I understand why they do it. But yeah. Anyway, great, excellent movie. That is how you do a horror movie. And for it to be day 2 of my 31-day challenge of horror reviews, I am glad. That was refreshing to watch after what I just did the first one I watched, the classic horror story, because that was that. Y'all can see my review on that one. But yeah, 10 out of 10. This is 10 out of 10. I'm not really rating all the movies like that where I'm giving numbers, but I just had to say it for this one. 10 out of 10. Let me know what you think of Evil Dead. But yeah, I'll see you on tomorrow because it'll be day 3. I'll see y'all later.